Suella Braverman is out of control.
Yep, that's the scoop this morning. I could have told you that about 6 months ago. I really could. Here's a question for you though. Right, what have Suella Braverman and I got in common? Are you ready? Neither one of us will be Home Secretary by Christmas.
Because everyone seems to know and accept and realise now that hers is a politics of division.
Her speeches, her articles, more often than not, sit way outside the parameters of acceptable political discourse.
And I'm not just talking about the Times article that this out of control comment is referencing.
I'm talking about the catalogue of comments that preceded it. I'm talking about the portfolio of awful that she's constructed.
Gay people who are perhaps under threat of being thrown off a building in their home country will no longer be able to claim asylum, she said.
Oh, and then there was white people have nothing to feel guilty about. Do you remember that one?
Being homeless is a lifestyle choice.
Anyway, to add to that rich and varied buffet of belligery, now we have last night's Times article that says
pro-Palestinian Gaza awareness marchers are hate marchers, and the organisers of said marches have links to actual Hamas.
Really, Sue? Really? Because look, I'm not an expert on terror cells and terrorist activity. I'm not privy to the same intelligence that Suella Braverman is, and you can interpret that in any way you see fit.
It seems to me that if you're the Home Secretary and you have daily calls with MI5, MI6, the NCA...
Like, you're briefed up to the nines. You know who is a terror cell and who has links to Hamas.
Wouldn't you, or couldn't you, just go and arrest them or detain them, like, just for that?
Like, why are you fucking around worrying about whether this flag is too offensive or this protest sits deliberately just beneath the threshold for prosecution?
When you say these people have links to terror groups, and the Terrorism Act 2000 literally allows you to detain them without charge for 14 days.
I mean, if they're that dangerous, you know? If they've got links to terrorist groups like you say.
Why aren't you invoking the Terrorism Act?
I mean, look, basically it comes down to this. She's either being hugely dishonest so she can try and get fired, and then she could come back as an upstart challenger and take the leadership from Rishi Sunak when the Conservatives are in opposition.
Or she's a woefully hopeless Home Secretary who has no understanding of her brief.
I mean, realistically, it could be either, you know? But it's pretty funny, like, observing, like, because she wants to arrest these people for the flags and the protest element, you know, but she can't. But then she says that these people are hugely dangerous. It's basically the equivalent of a Home Secretary in the late 90s saying like, oh, I really want to arrest this IRA van, like packed with explosives. I want to pull them over. But they're driving along at just under the speed limit.